Coming to the next concept is the pollen allergy. Pollen grains have the capacity to cause the allergic reactions within human body. We have to know about here what is allergic reaction, then how pollen grains have the capacity to cause the allergic reactions. Remember, all of you, we know already. I'm expecting most of the students are well known about allergic reactions. See, is there any microorganism enter into our body or surface of the skin? That time, okay, especially on the surface of the skin color change into the red color. So the red color skin indicates one type of allergic reaction. The reddishness of skin is nothing but one type of allergic reaction. And next one is, see, some people are taking tablets. The tablets also in some people causes allergic reactions. And the well-known best example is the penicillin injection. Some people are taking penicillin intravenously. There is nothing but injections. That is suitable, no problem. But for some people, it causes the allergic reactions. Allergic reaction. See, allergic reactions are especially caused by our immune system. Allergic reactions are caused by our immune system. So, in a person, normal immune system is present. Normal reaction of immune system. Normal reaction of immune system. It's nothing but immunity. It's nothing but the immunity. But in some people, okay, over reactivity of immune system. Overreactivity of immune system, or other manner, hyper reactivity of immune system. Hyperreactivity of immune system. So this condition is called as allergy. See, every person body there is an immunity is there. If the immunity normally maintained, that is nothing but immunity. If the immune cells are overly reactivated, or if the immune cells are hyper reactivation is exhibited, that condition is nothing but allergic reaction. The condition is nothing but the allergic reaction. Generally, for this concept, we have to know in a person's body how the immunity is maintained. The concept is here. We know about the lymphocytes. Within human body, there is a lymphocytes are there. The lymphocytes involved in the immunity of any person. Especially the lymphocytes here. Two types are there. One is called as B lymphocytes, and other type is the T lymphocytes. So B lymphocytes here, we are talking about B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes are very important, which produces the antibodies. B lymphocytes are very important for secretion or production of antibodies. See, T lymphocytes also involved in the immune system, but antibodies are only produced by the B lymphocytes. These are nothing but B cells. These are nothing but B cells. These are nothing but T cells. Right? So B cells are there, T cells are there, B lymphocytes or B cells, which are very important, which are produces the antibodies. All of you remember here concept is the types of antibodies are here: IgA, IgG, IgD, IgE, right? IgG, So these are the types of the antibodies. IgM is also there, but okay. These are the types of the antibodies. Remember, all these are involved in maintenance of immune system. Maintenance of immune system. See, sir, in all these antibodies, which one is responsible to cause allergic reactions? I already said overreactivity of immune system. Overreactivity of immune system, that is nothing but hypersensitivity reactions, that is nothing but allergic reactions. So here IgE is responsible to cause the allergic reactions. IgE is responsible to cause the allergic reactions. Generally, any healthy person body, very low levels of IgE is present. Very low levels of IgE is present. When in a person body, the person have the allergic reactions, or that kind of genes are present. Simple. One of the pollen grain is entering into the person body. Especially the pollen grains are entered through that nostrils, and there is in larynx are there, pharynx are there, and there is in bronchioles are there, right? See, alveoli is present, so the pollen grains are entered. So once the pollen grains are entered into the one of the person body, right? One of the person body contains lungs, right? So the lungs contains especially the alveoli cells are there, right? The alveoli cells, right? If these are interact with the pollen grains, if these cells are interact with the pollen grains, especially the alveoli cells contains IgE. The alveoli cells contains IgE antibodies are activated. IgE antibodies are produced. And these are activated. These are interact with the pollen grains. So once the interaction takes place, more amount of IgE antibodies are produced. So these are interact with pollen grains. More amount of IgE is produced, then which are causes the allergic reactions. Allergic reactions are nothing but here local inflammation. Reactions. So where the IgE and the allergic substances, especially sir, how the pollen grain have the capacity to cause the allergic reactions. We discussed whatever that outermost part of the exine is present, that exine have the capacity to cause the allergic reactions. But not in all people, especially in some people. We know about some people are having asthma. The very good suggestion given by the doctor, don't go outside at early morning. Because early morning air completely filled with the pollen grains. During the night time, the pollen grains are released into the environment, right? See, these are accumulated within the air. Those the persons are entering into the early environment conditions. That time, the pollen grains are entering into that lungs, which are interact with that alveoli cells. That is nothing but asthma. So, if any asthma having patient enter into that early morning conditions, that time the pollen grains are entering into that person's body, then the asthma levels are increased. So what I am telling here, asthma, this is one type of overreactivity of immune system. Again, my concept here, these are the antibodies. In all these antibodies, IgE is responsible to cause allergic reactions. So the IgE interact with that pollen grains contains exine part, so which causes the allergic reactions, which are also called local inflammation. So if the person enter into that early morning condition, within that case there is an asthma, asthma, right? One of the condition, and bronchitis. Bronchitis. So these are the two conditions. These are the two conditions which are caused by the pollen allergy. Which are caused by the pollen allergy. See, we know about that bronchioles are there. The bronchioles are filled with that pollen grains. The IgE is interacted. So there is an asthma, and the other one is the bronchitis. These two conditions are caused. These two conditions are caused by the pollen grains. So here pollen allergy, there is nothing but overreactivity of immune system or hyperreactivity of immune system. So when inhalation takes place, that time if the pollen grains are enter into the person's lungs, okay, the lungs contains alveoli cells. Especially here, some of the respiratory disorders are caused. See, the respiratory system, okay, normally here presence of pollen grains not working properly. Presence of pollen grains, there is an allergic reactions are caused, which are nothing but there is an asthma is the best example. Okay, if the severe condition happens after the asthma, the severe condition is bronchitis. Finally, the respiratory system failure. Finally, the respiratory system will be failure. Okay, in severe conditions. So, see here the concept is pollen allergy causes the allergic reactions. Best example is here asthma and the bronchitis. See, these are nothing but respiratory disorders. So that's the reason why doctors are suggesting to that asthma having people don't go outside at early morning, because early morning air completely filled with the pollen grains. See, most of the people are expecting early morning very cool conditions are there. Due to that cool condition, doctors are saying don't go outside at early morning. Not only that reason, okay, that is also one of the reason. Not only that reason, but the major reason is the early morning air completely filled with the pollen grains. Right? So that is about the pollen allergic reactions. Right? Coming to the next one is the pollen preservation process. See, some plants produces pollen grains are highly useful for the next generation also. See here what I am telling. For suppose one of the plant is there. This is the plant. The plant is the hybrid plant. And the plant producing pollen grains are very, very useful. So for the next generation also, maybe after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years, after 40 years, right? Okay, the pollen grains are very useful. That kind of pollen grains are collected. Which are preserved. So the process is called as pollen preservation process. See, remember the pollen grains preservation process. This one is also called cryo preservation process. The process is also called cryopreservation. Remember, cryopreservation is very, very useful to preserve all. All means here, maybe human cells are preserved, maybe plant cells are preserved, maybe different genetic materials are preserved, means DNA preserved, right? See, RNA preserved, right? So here, cryopreservation is supporting for the preservation of any living cells. Sir, what is cryopreservation? Actually here, cryo indicates ice. Ice or very low temperature. Preservation is nothing but storage. So here pollen grains are preserved at low temperature, or pollen grains are preserved within the ice. So how the preservation takes place? Remember, at minus 196 degrees centigrade, by the usage of liquid nitrogen, By the usage of liquid nitrogen, we are preserving the cells. We are preserving the cells. Maybe the cells are human cells. Maybe the cells are human cells, especially within the human cells. We know about the semen preservation, right? And ova preservation, right? So different. See, one of the best example, okay, stem cells preservation. Stem cells preservation means this is one of the important concept. See, when the baby delivery, okay, when the baby delivery completed, after baby delivery, okay, the baby having umbilical cord. For suppose this is the head part and this is the body part. Okay, there is in center part is there umbilical, right? This is connected with one of a tube-like structure. The tube is cutted here. The tube is cutted here. This is called as cord. This is called as cord. Inside the cord, many number of stem cells are present. Many number of stem cells are present. So the cord and the cord contains the stem cells are there, and these stem cells are collected. These stem cells are collected, which are preserved by the cryopreservation process. By the cryopreservation process. So what is the use of preservation of these cells? Okay, baby growing. Okay, after cryopreservation, after 30 years, okay, maybe the preserved cells, okay, the preserved cells contains means here. This is the one of the umbilical cord. The cord contains the umbilical cord contains stem cells. The stem cells are preserved. After 30 years, maybe the person had an accident. See, if the person had any accident that time, okay, some organs are damaged. See, immediately donors are not available. For that case, whatever that stored stem cells are there, these stem cells are taken out. Okay, these stem cells are taken out, and the stem cells are subjecting for the production of particular organ. The stem cells are subjecting for the production of particular organ because same person. Okay, the cells are belongs to the same person. Definitely, the organ production takes place. Matching also takes place. So that is the usage of stem cell preservation process, especially within the human cells. Right? We know about that semen preservation, sperm cells preservation process, ova preservation process, especially in vitro fertilization process. In the same manner, within the plants also, pollen grains are preserved. That is about the human cells. Coming to the next one is the plant cells. Here, pollen grains are preserved. Next one, ovules are preserved. Next one, seeds are preserved. Some cases, leaves also preserved. Maybe by the tissue culture process, the leaves, okay, produces the new plants. That's the reason why hybrid plant leaves are collected, and whatever that high yielding producing plants are there, the seeds are collected and preserved. Right, ovules are preserved, and pollen grains are preserved. So here, by the usage of liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degrees centigrade, right, the cells are preserved. The process is called as cryopreservation process. If we preserve the pollen grains, that one is nothing but pollen grain cryopreservation process. If we preserve stem cells, that is nothing but stem cell cryopreservation process. So the common point is cryopreservation. So at low temperature, we are preserving the cells. So how the preservation is possible? For suppose this is the one of the cell. Right? The cell contains here nucleus. A group of cells are present. Right? So how the cryopreservation is possible up to many years? See, concept is very simple. Okay, gradually we are decreasing the temperature. Not at a time minus 196. First one 0. Okay, next one Yeah, -1, -2, -3. Okay, stepwise, gradually we are decreasing the temperature. So when we are decreasing the temperature, here cytoplasm, okay, freezed. The cytoplasm content is freezed. The enzymes are freezed. Whatever that cell organelles are there, all these cell organelles are freezed. All these cell organelles are freezed. All metabolic activities are arrested. All metabolic activities are arrested. So the concept is here, okay, arresting. We are arresting the metabolic activities. So the concept is whatever that liquid nitrogen is there, liquid nitrogen is responsible for the freezing condition. So gradually we are reducing the temperature. So all metabolic activities are arrested. Cytoplasm is, okay, freezed. Enzymes are freezed. All metabolic activities are arrested. So the process is called as cryopreservation. Right? See, so how the cryopreservation is useful? Okay, useful for the pollen grains. Or so what is the use of pollen grains cryopreservation process? What is the use of pollen grains cryopreservation process? How the pollen grains preservation process is useful to the scientists. For suppose the pollen grain preserving, okay, the particular regions or the parts of the containers, these are called as pollen banks. We know the rice pollen grain, right? The rice pollen grain having lifespan is 30 minutes. We know about that the lifespan of the rice and the wheat. For suppose the rice plant, one of the rice plant is there. The plant is hybrid plant. The rice plant is the hybrid plant. The hybrid rice plant producing pollen grains are very, very useful. Right? The pollen grains are very, very useful, which are subjecting for the cryopreservation. Right? See, actually the rice pollen grains are having lifespan is 30 minutes. Right? See, the pollen grains are collected. The rice pollen grains are collected after, the lifespan is 30 minutes. So here pollen grains are collected at 15 minutes. So the pollen grains are produced from the plant within 15 minutes, which are subjected to the cryopreservation. At 15 minutes, the pollen grains are subjected to the cryopreservation. Then, after 40 years, the pollen grains are activated. Here concept is the pollen grain having lifespan is 15 minutes. Okay, so the pollen grains are preserved. At 15 minutes time. Right? Once the pollen grain production is completed, okay, within whatever that 15 minutes of the lifespan is there, at 15 minutes lifespan, the pollen grains are preserved. Once the pollen grains are preserved, see, after 40 years of the preservation process, the pollen grains are activated. See here, pollen grains activation is nothing but, remember all of you, the pollen grains activation is nothing but, see, the pollen grains at normal temperature. See, cryopreservation means pollen grains at the low temperature. Once the pollen grains kept at the normal condition, that time all metabolic activities are activated. All metabolic activities are activated. So the pollen grain having lifespan is here. The pollen grain, once the activation is takes place, the pollen grain having lifespan is already 15 minutes is completed. The remaining lifespan is the 15 minutes. The remaining lifespan is the 15 minutes. So here what I am telling, the preservation of pollen grains is very useful. Some of the hybrid plants producing pollen grains which are having high genetical combinations. So that's the reason why these pollen grains are very useful for the production of high yield producing plants. The pollen grains are very useful for the production of high yield producing plants. In that case, most of the scientists are in supporting for the preservation of the pollen grains. So for that purpose, here pollen grains are collected. After 15 minutes, exactly at 15 minutes lifespan, the pollen grains are preserved. After 40 years, after 50 years, the pollen grains are activated. The remaining lifespan is remaining 15 minutes. Maybe here preservation done at the 20 minutes. Here the remaining lifespan is 10 minutes. So what happened if the pollen grains are not reaches the stigma before the completion of 10 minutes? See, the pollen grains are died. So once the lifespan is completed, any organism, once the lifespan is completed, that is nothing but death of the organism. So here also, see, here concept is, before the preservation, after the preservation. So here 15 minutes, this is very easy to understand. 15 minutes is completed, right? After the preservation, once the activation takes place, remaining lifespan is 15 minutes. So here preservation is very important. So here whatever that pollen grain storage sites are there, these are called as pollen banks. At the same time, some banks are there. See here, banks means which are not involved in the which are not related to the money banks. Are the same money banks, right? See, related to the plants, there is in pollen banks are there which are involved in the storage of pollen grains, right? And coming to the next one, seed banks are there. Seed banks which are related to the storage of seeds. Right? Coming to the next one, leaf banks. Leaf banks are nothing but the plant contain leaves are there. The leaves are stored. Different plants, hybrid plants, not normal plants, hybrid plants. The leaves are collected, and the leaves are also subjecting for the tissue culture. New plants production takes place, right? See, within that humans, there is in stem cell banks are there. Nowadays, most of the student, I thought I'm expecting already. Maybe your class students, when the delivery takes place, when every student born, that time your stem cells are preserved. I'm expecting. So here, stem cell banks which are involved in the storage of stem cells. Right. Next one is semen banks. Storage of sperm cells. And next one is ova banks. Whatever that ovules are produced, the ova, storage of ova. See, these two especially seen in vitro fertilization. That is nothing but test tube baby. In vitro fertilization. That is nothing but test tube baby production. Test tube baby production. Right. Next one is very important one is gene bank. Gene bank. See, which are involved in the storage of DNA, of storage of genes. Storage of genes. See, within the gene banks, we have to know all organisms which are present on the earth. All organisms which are present on the earth. See, for suppose hibiscus plant types of the genes are preserved, right? And tamarinus, the plant, genes are preserved, right? Rice plant, genes are preserved. Different types of rice plants, the genes are preserved. So, the earth contains different types of organisms, and all these organisms contains the genes are collected which are preserved, So these are called as gene banks. See, these are also called cDNA libraries. cDNA. See, these are also called cDNA, right? Libraries. See, cDNA indicates here complementary DNA. See, those the DNAs which are preserved in the banks, the DNAs are called as cDNAs. cDNAs indicates here complementary DNAs. Right? So that is about the pollen grains, right? In the last class and this class, we discussed about the pollen grains usage, how the pollen grains are used by the athletes, right? Then in which condition the pollen grains are shed. Shed is nothing but released, right? How the allergic reactions are caused by the pollen grains, right? Next one, how the pollen preservation takes place. All these parameters we discussed. So finally, all of you remember, this is the pollen grain. End of the pollen grain topic. This is the pollen grain. The pollen grain having here one of that tube nucleus. This is the tube nucleus, right? It contains the DNA, right? So here two male gametes are present. See, this is the tube nucleus, or this one is also called vegetative nucleus, right? See, generative nucleus already involved in the division produces the two male gametes. So the concept is here, the pollen grains are ready for the fertilization. So up to this part related to the male reproductive organs of the plants, or stamens of the plants, right? That is about that male reproductive system within the plants. The next class we will discuss about female reproductive system, right? So the next class we will discuss